The Vergas Show is brought to you by Spanky's Stone Hearth, casual fine dining on the shores of beautiful Rose Lake.
With 2 locations in Vergas and Perham, make the right call. Call Hanson's, the most trusted name in plumbing and heating.
Hi, welcome to the Vergas Show. I'm Sherry Hanson. Thank you for joining me today. Some of you might remember we had a segment a few years back with Willi Humbeck, and Willi has agreed to come back and join us again today. Used to be right outside of Vergas here, resident. Now you're in Detroit Lakes, but I think I still consider you a Vergas resident. I see you enough in Vergas.
I don't mind that because Vergas really is my town.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear. Willi, it's just so interesting talking to you about your earlier life, growing up in Germany, some of the experiences that you had. And I think we kind of left off when you were, in your teen years, getting ready to maybe come over to the United States. Why don't we start there?
Okay, I started when I was 14. With 14, I graduated from high school.
At 14?
Yeah,
okay.
At those days there were only 8 years of school, high school, and that was it. Then you graduated.
I think a lot of 14-year-olds would like to be graduating from high school.
Yeah, but we learned,
Right.
And of course, it was a totally different world than today. And if I said that's not in Germany anymore either, it's like here, So then when you graduated, you had to look for an apprenticeship. And the war just had ended 2 years before that. Germany still was in gravels upside down.
So what year would this have been in?
That's 1947.
47, okay.
The war ended May 45. Okay. So that was in 47. I went to school in 39, from 39
okay.
47. So they lined up an apprenticeship for me as a auto electrician, cableman for fixing the car. And you had to learn that like most other jobs, 3 years apprenticeship. So I started that, and I didn't mind the job, but I didn't get along with the people working there because there were 2 guys, they were from the SS. See, they still thought the war was going on. And not really, but they were tyrants.
They had that, they had that authority.
For instance, on the toilet they had a sign that you could 5 Minuten wird geschissen, wer länger scheißt wird rausgeschmissen. That means if you will sit on there more than 5 minutes, they came and took you out. And they did that, see? And all those things, or they sent me to a company beside our company with a gunny sack to get a gunny sack full of pressed air. I mean, think of that.
Yeah.
All those things, so I did that for about 4 months, and then I ran home and never went back.
Oh, okay.
So then the second apprenticeship was a barber.
Oh, okay.
Cutting hair.
All right.
So I didn't mind that, nice and clean, waistcoat. I almost looked like a doctor, but a young one. So I learned the trade quick. I could shave the people with that knife, soap them, massage them, and
you were like 15 years old.
Nah, still 14.
Still 14.
Still 14 because that one job I talked about, I did maybe 3 or 4 months.
Oh, okay.
Then I ran home. So now everything was nice and dandy, but there came one gentleman, I never forget his name, Schramm was his name, and he came once a week on weekends, and then he didn't look too clean. He had a crew card. And then I had to shave his head and his beard. And then he had one of the Schnauzbeard with tobacco in the corner. So he always came to me. I had to shave him.
Nobody else wanted to.
No. So anyway, one day I had enough of that too. I soaped him totally with the nose and eyes and everything. And left the school.
Then you left.
I left again. That was the second apprenticeship. Now you have to think, times were very bad, and you were the best off in the coal mine because they got stuff coming from the United States. At the time, I wondered why they wanted to coal from us. Because we got plenty coal here.
Yes.
But I found out why. That was a special coal in our area, like granite, black looking, shiny, but one piece would glow forever. So that is why they like that coal. Never mind. So we got everything from the United States, shoes, clothes. We didn't have anything. Food. the old guys got booze for the black lung, you know. So anyway, and that I did for 2 years. But actually, I was going to stay there and become a coal mining engineer. I went to school to become that. And then every year we had a checkup. So I had a checkup again. The mine paid for that. And they discovered light shadows on my right lung. And the doctor said to me, hey, and he was still a young man too. He said, listen, kiddo, get out of that mine. It's early enough, you know what can happen? Black lung.
Yes.
You know. So I went the next day in the mine again. We were about, 2,000 feet deep about. So, and the job I worked, they called it stripping. When they were done making coal and there was no more coal in there, we had to go in and strip everything reusable out. So we were only dressed in boxer short, a leather helmet which fitted like my cap, and then you had a heavy lamp with you, you know.
And I imagine if you were smaller, younger like that, you could get around in there easier.
Yeah, I could. And then there's the other thing when you are young, you don't know death or devil. No, really, I mean, you know, life is forever, but you're basically stupid, but you think you're so smart.
Right.
So anyway, I went in there again, so we were 3 guys and an elderly gentleman watching us, the foreman. So those guys had already the stuff out. Now I had to go very up there and get, we called it like a shuttle. When they were making coal, they shoveled it on there, and those shuttles were steel, you know, and they were laying on each other, shaking, then the coal went down. And there was one shuttle up there, and I was the last, I had to go in there and get it. Well, so what? So I crawled up then only that high, you know, so on your belly you crawled up.
Crawling in.
And maybe I should draw a picture later on. Coming up there, and then in school we learned about all the dangers which could happen. And I got on, all of a sudden, and I was laying still, and maybe from here to there, if not even closer, a big stone came down.
Oh my.
I think it was a stone. I couldn't see, the lamp went out right away. Guess what? I left everything the way it was, turned around
and you got out.
And guess what? That was the last day in the coal mine. Now, there I was, now what? But I always have to mention the turbulent time of the end of the war, you know. So I was running around, and then I ran into a lady. She was a student. Now this was almost have been then already. Yeah, I said 2 years. I was almost 17.
Okay.
So I ran into a lady, a girlfriend of my sister, and I heard her saying, "What's that guy doing? What is your brother doing?" And my sister said, right now he's without a job. Well, she says, I take him with me. And you know what it was? She was selling razor blades from door to door for Studentenhelp. There was a little strip on there, Studentenhelp. So I went with her. Now this is my first sales experience. I'm telling you now.
Right, yes.
So I was standing behind her, and in each package were 20 razor blades. So, and 200 in whatever they call it, you know. So she wanted to sell right away the whole thing for $2, and $2 was a lot of money those days. You know. Now, of course, now this was already after, then we had already Deutschmark, you know.
Oh, right.
Not Reichsmark anymore. So and I noticed people were not willing to buy the whole package of
razor blades.
Yeah. So anyway, I said, oh, my mind was working, and I did not even have money to pay her, and she gave me the whole thing there, you know, not the whole thing, she kept hers.
Right.
And then Willi went from door to door. Well, I laughed right away, and I said so-and-so about student help and what all. Yeah, how much? I said, $2. I said, it's okay. How many do you want? Well, give me 2, give me 5. See? So
Then
I opened the packages, and in no time, I had no more razor blades, they were all gone.
Oh.
So, and
So that started your sales career, didn't it?
Right.
It did. Well, Willie, we're going to come back next week, and let's keep that going and think about that, and you stay tuned for the next show. And so you have a good day in Vergas.